Hey, good morning. Welcome to the DIY Paint page. I'm also streaming live on Lisa Boone Designs on YouTube. And I am Lisa Boone. I am a DIY paint retailer in Western Kentucky. That's about 2 hours from Nashville, about 45 minutes from Evansville, Indiana, 3 hours from Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, about an hour and a half from Paducah. So just the general radius of where I live in the area. And if you're ever in that driving distance to me, I would love to meet you. I would love to have you come and visit me. I've had a couple of people do that, and it's super, super fun. Like, it's so amazing to have people come out and say hello. So that's always a lot of fun. Today, I have so much to do. As you know, good morning, Sheila. As you know, I recently went to the trip to Colorado, and I thrifted my way to Carmen's shop and thrifted my way back. And so I have yet to get to that thrift haul. So that's what I'm working on today. Now, I did do a couple of pieces. Last week, I started this tray. I actually picked it up on the way to Colorado. We did this last week, but I still have to paint the back side. So what better day to do that than right now, and then you can see it completed, except for maybe the top coat, but you'll get a general idea. I'll show it to you again here in a minute. But we picked up a lot of things. I picked up a couple of things that I think I did here. I can't remember. There was a couple of things I did. My brain, is a little bit foggy. There's so much going on. This Friday and Saturday, the chamber is hosting a holiday open house. And so I'm a part of that. So I'm hoping to get a lot of business here locally, people coming in that have never been here, because we're not that new. We were in business for a year in a different location, and we moved here, had a big ribbon cutting ceremony in May. And so we're still new-ish. Hey, Stephanie, good morning. And so people haven't been in here, especially into the new place, and they're always pleasantly surprised. I just need to get bodies in the store. You feel me? Like, it's a real thing. So I'm going to angle this down. I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I picked up. I actually wanted to paint that red tray last week, but I ended up painting the other one. So I got this huge shelf. Can you see it? It's pretty big. Let me see. Maybe if I take myself out of the shot. Hold on. Where's that one? Okay. And then do this one. And then change that. Take my name out. There we go. So good morning, Sandy. So this is a big shelf that I got. And as I was getting it ready this morning, I was just cleaning it up a little bit. Like, I think it was handmade, because I found this, and it's from 1995. So whenever I see things like that, I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to paint that section. So I think that's really sweet. So 1995, and it's really vintage, right? But it's solid. It is sturdy. So I definitely want to paint that up. I think I'm just going to paint it in white and distress it back. I'm not a big white fan, but I love to distress back to a darker finish. And so I think that would look really good. And then this becomes very, very neutral and could go in any room, in any situation, any decor style. I think it would look really nice. It could be in a bedroom. I mean, it's got these pegs here to hang stuff. It's got this little chair rail thing that you could put some candles, or it could be in a bathroom. It could be in a nursery. I mean, any room, right? So let me move this to the side. This is the tray that I was talking about that I actually started to do last week, and then I chose the other tray. So this is a nice size tray as well. And I just realized I didn't clean it. I didn't clean anything. Right before I went live, I was cleaning the wood one. I'm just going to use a baby wipe right here and get sorry if that noise bothers you. I'm just going to try to clean up the ridges. It's always hard to get those ridges cleaned, but I just grab my nail and make sure I drag it in there because there's like some glitter in here. Did I just break my nail? No. Some glitter and some other stuff. Y'all, we, my husband and I just reminded me when I said, did I just break my nail? Yesterday, y'all, you know, we are doing a podcast now. And yesterday we re-recorded it because we hated the first one that we did on Sunday. We were kind of stressed out, and so it didn't come out good. So we redid it, and redid it yesterday. And in the middle of us talking and recording, a stupid wasp jumps on me in the middle of me talking, and I scream. And then it finally, like, it, you know, it's getting colder, so it's not that feisty little wasp. It's dying down, and I shoot it away, and I screamed, and I don't know how I'm going to edit that, but I was laughing, but it just reminded me of that crazy stuff. Anyway, I'm going to show you. This is the tray that we worked on last week. Okay, so I did the resin, and I need to polish it because I scuff sanded it a little bit because it had it had just like a little thing right here that I didn't like. It's like gooky resin stuff, but it'll be fine. And so I'm going to polish this, but I didn't paint the back, so we're going to paint the back this morning. I am open for suggestions. I have this little board. It's actually a cutting board, but I like taking these cutting boards and I like doing things with them. So I sanded it smooth because it was kind of like I could feel the fibers of the wood, like maybe it had been wet, and it was just, you could feel it. So I sanded it, and then I took out Pioneer Woman. It was very, very light on the top right here, and so I just sanded it off. This way we could paint it, and I could have painted the backside too, but I think I want to paint it. I'm thinking maybe stamps or transfer. I'd like to see what you have to say. So I'm going to put this up here. Let me put this back this way. This way I can show things to you better. I've got this candlestick. So I'm going to paint that, I believe, in white. I might do black on that one. I've got several colors. I have this that's really pretty. And so if it's black, and I actually like it like this, but I think if I paint it white and distress it, I think it would look really, really good because then it would just look good. But we might not paint it, so we're going to see. There's my friend walking the dog every week. He looks for me. He didn't see me yesterday. I was waving at him. There's this big candlestick right here. So this is a nice big one. And so we're going to paint that white and distress it back. And then I have these two boxes. We're not going to get to all of this, but this is, I just want to show you, this is part of my thrift haul from To and Fro, Colorado. So I love this recipe box. Ideally, I want to add like a little knob here, and I don't have my drill. Well, I do, but I don't have my battery, so I don't know that I can do that. But I think I could touch it up and I could paint it because I think it would look really, really pretty. The nice cutting board, nice grain, maybe paint wash in a light green with a transfer. That's an idea, Stephanie, because I do have aviary right here. So, and I also have apothecary, which I love those two colors. And this is perfectly fine, but, you know, I think not everyone likes red. What did I pay? This is from the Goodwill. This is a Hobby Lobby. So I paid $5 for it, which is kind of high. But I really liked it because I love boxes. I love wooden boxes. So I want to paint the leather. So you can paint leather with DIY paint. It comes out super cool. And then I want to paint the rest of the box and distress it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this sticker. And the Hobby Lobby one too. There we go. Sometimes they don't come out easy. Oh, I forgot my heat gun. All you have to do is get the heat gun. All right, so that's what we have going on. I'm just going to spread this stuff out. I'm going to put this back down, apothecary. So do the wood you're saying do this in apothecary and then add a transfer. That's a good idea. I have a little gold like holder that I could put this in, and then this becomes a really nice picture. All right, let's get started. I think what I want to do is start with the biggest piece first. So I'm going to move this big tray and I'm going to start painting this. I don't want to knock off my coffee. I've not been drinking coffee, which I love. Oh, that you could see that. I love coffee, but coffee's really bad for you. The caffeine is also bad. And I do drink really strong coffee because what Cuban does not drink strong coffee? Even if I do it in the American pot, it's very strong. My husband had to get very used to my kind of coffee, and he loves it now. Good morning, Tammy. How are you doing? Lauren, I did a paint wash too on a board, came out awesome. Lauren, what color? I'm going to wet my brush because I didn't wet this one. What color did you do the paint wash? Typically when people say paint wash, they think white, but of course you can do a wash in any color. So I'm interested to see, did you leave it alone, just white? And tell me all the things, all the details. So I'm just going to lift this up and start painting. Now, I don't know if they used oil. I'm going to say they used oil because a lot of people think that it's a good idea to oil up your furniture and your wood. And of course, for me, a painter, we do not like that because I did not grab my TSP or anything. So I don't know if this is going to be a bleeder or not. So you can kind of see. I like these long sticks on the, well, the handle. I like the long handle because it allows me to really get in there, and because of these pegboards. So as I was saying in the beginning, I'm trying to get ready. We're having a big holiday open house with the Chamber of Commerce. And so I'm hoping I get a lot of people in the store. That's the only reason why I did it. And so it's this Friday and Saturday. And so I needed to do this stuff anyway because this is the stuff from the haul. And I really wanted to have a nice little video. And I was going to do a shoppable video on my website. And I still am. Whatever's left, I'm going to try to do it in the next week or so. I've got to get everything set up on my website through the company that I'm using. And so I'm not sure how long that will take, but as soon as it's up and ready, I'm going to do a video. And then what's really cool is that it will allow me to share it on Facebook, but it will actually be on my website. And I'll have everything listed, and then you can get it and have it shipped to you. Or if you're local, you can actually, just do store pickup. So that's kind of cool. So I don't know, if this is going to be a bleeder or not. And it's okay. Metallic mix. I'll have to check and try to remember. Okay, I love metallic. I'm interested in that. It's really intriguing to me. I would love to see a picture of it, Lauren. I think that would be really nice to see. So I'm just doing a very rough coat. I'm using vintage linen. If I'm going to do white, I typically use vintage linen. And I keep a really large, I guess that's a quart for myself, so that this way I can go through it. It lasts me a long time. Bohemian blue mixed with golden ticket. I have pics, golden ticket. Bohemian blue and golden ticket. Wow. That sounds really awesome. I love Bohemian blue. I mixed Bohemian blue with that Hey Sailor. I talked about it last week. And the video was done and I lost it and I have to start over. And I haven't had a chance to start over because I've been having to get this podcast done. every week. And so it takes up my minutes that I have to sit at the computer, because I edit using my iMac at home. I bring my Mac laptop here, but I can't, it's an Air, so I don't have a lot of storage for it. It's not meant to do that. And I don't have, you know, Final Cut Pro on there because it would kill that laptop. So I have to edit at home, and it's just hard to do that. I'd wanted to bring my iMac in here. It's just, I thought I was going to do that. I don't have the space. And I do a lot of lives during the week on my desk, and I barely have enough space to do that. So see these long handles? Do you see how handy they come in? Because at first I wasn't sure that I would really like it, and I could hit it from the back because I like doing things upside down and then right side up, and just this way you could get all of the edges and corners. But the handle, it just sits well in my hand, and it balances it really well. So when you're brushing like this, but then when you have those really deep drawers or cabinets, it lets you, I mean, I can paint like this, and get her done. So yeah, I thank you for joining me, because this is one of the things that I needed to do as a priority, and I kept putting it off because I've got so much. I'm working on the gift wrapping workshop. And so I was setting all of that up yesterday. I'm going to move this just a little bit, see if I can. Okay, there we go. So we can come over here. And so I've got everything up on my website, finally, where you can, if you're local, you can register and pay for the class and come and register and pick your time slot. Everything takes so much time. It's just so time consuming. And then I had to do all of the stuff for the chamber to get ready. And I'm also preparing. I got more things in today that I needed, not only, yesterday, but I brought it in today and I opened it up, that I needed for the pendant workshop that I'm going to do. It's going to be a virtual one, and it's going to be creating, I didn't wear it today. I meant to wear it. It's the pendant that I made when I was at Carmen's. And oh my gosh, when I did it, I was like, everyone is going to have so much fun. Like, I need to share this love. So I have all of the things almost. I'm waiting on a couple more things, but I got a good majority in last night. So I'm really excited about that. So look out for that information coming very, very soon. I think they would make great presents as a kit for someone like even a teenager that likes to do DIY stuff, or you, because I had so much fun making mine. And so you're going to have a pendant, you're going to have a charm that you could put inside of it, but you could also put it on the outside on the same chain. That would look really cute layered. But I actually did mine inside. I inset the little charm inside of the resin, and with mine I had some lavender that we had pressed, and I put a little piece. And so I was thinking, I have some lavender, and I have like just the little buds of the lavender that had fallen off, and so they're in one of the little vases that I had the lavender in, and I'm going to rescue them and put some of them in there. I thought that would be really cool if somebody wanted to add lavender like I did. So there's that. And then I also have a few other kits that are going to be coming up that I'm excited about too. And I've got the stuff on order. Again, I'm thinking, I've been wanting to do this stuff regardless. This has just been on my agenda, but going to Carmen's has really kind of pushed me a little bit to get it done, because it was so much fun. And I know how much fun I had, and I want other people to experience that as well. And so I've been gearing up, getting my website ready for a lot of these virtual tutorials that I'm going to do on my website. and one of them is going to be for junk journal. So I have like a whole bunch of things that I ordered that I can make like a junk journal kit, and we can do it together. I think that would be fun, or you can do it by yourself, however you would like. But so there's a lot happening behind the scenes that I'm excited about. Okay, I probably should have not painted that part because I don't want to get dirty. And this is actually, it's heavy. I'm going to try to do this very awkwardly. But okay, turn it around so that I can do the inside and you could see how it's coming along. So as a piece starts drying, especially when you're doing white, the bleed through, if it's going to happen, may not happen right away. It might happen, you know, in a little bit, and we'll be able to see. And then we can decide what we want to do with it. Sometimes I don't do anything with it. Sometimes it's perfectly fine. It just looks aged and distressed. I could distress it in those areas. I could paint over it with a different color and make it look like it's aged. Or like I said, just leave it alone. Or if it really, really bothers you, then the best thing to do then it would be to get some spray shellac, and I keep some here. I like the Salvation Solution. I like the white one versus the clear one. It's thicker. I feel like it covers really well. The clear one is good too. The clear one is great if you want to distress back. But I find even with the white one, it will distress back if you use a sanding sponge to the wood, but you'll have a little bit of that white peeking through. And that's the thing. You might not want any white to peek through, so then you would use the clear one. But for best, cases, you should really wait 24 hours. And I don't usually like to wait 24 hours. And I have done it in less time. But the shellac actually takes 10 minutes. And I'm usually a 10-minute kind of girl. And, it's not bad. It has an odor. You can also use it in a pint. I always have it in a pint and in sprays. But sometimes the sprays are I'm going to paint that hardware. The sprays are hard to find sometimes, at least here in Kentucky. I'm not sure why that's a thing, but sometimes they don't have any. And I've gone to several stores, even in Indiana, and they won't have it. So I'm not sure. But when they have it, I usually buy like 5 or 6 of the cans at a time because, I always need it. So I would, if it bothers you, stop painting. Don't paint over it. Don't continue painting over something that has a major bleed through if you're trying to cover it up, because the paint is not going to cover it up. It's going to keep coming through. The other trick is that if you're wanting to see if, something, well, not if you're wanting to see, but if something is bleeding through, wax it. If you had issues, wax it. Don't use a top coat, because the top coat will actually pull it. I don't know why the wax does. I don't know the science behind that. I'm going to go ahead and just lift this up and do this side. Here, I'll just move you with me a little bit. You see a little bit of the mess on the side. I'm just going to paint this, and I'm painting this a little bit thicker, so I'm just going to hit this a little bit. But yeah, if you had a lot of trouble with a piece, or you're suspecting that you will, and everything was fine when you did your coat, I'm sorry for that train, just wax it. Or don't paint it a light color. That's the other option. You don't have to paint it a really dark color. A light color. Paint it a darker color, and then maybe go back and paint it a lighter color if you're wanting the final piece. If you want to have a layered look, you could get away with doing it that way. But when I first started painting, I would just keep painting and thinking, oh, it's going to go away. It doesn't go away. So I learned the hard way. You really have to shellac it or seal it. That's the only time I ever seal anything, is if when I'm cleaning it, you can tell you can tell what's going to be a bleeder. I have to get the inside of that after. So I'm just going to paint this and move on. So you can see this is not perfect. It's not beautiful. Stephanie on YouTube, she's saying, I'm shellacking my great grandmother's dresser, 100-year-olds of smell. I buy it by the quart. Yeah, I buy it by the quart. I always keep one or a pint, and then I always have the shellac. The other thing that you can do, Stephanie, is shellac does help with the odor, but also vodka. I don't know if you've ever tried that before, but put vodka in a spray bottle and spray the furniture down, and it removes the odor. But when something is disgusting and it has especially cigarette smells, that is the most disgusting thing to me. It just triggers me. My parents used to smoke heavily in our house. I absolutely hate it. I hate smelling cigarettes. Let me see. I'm trying to get us over there. Can I do that? Maybe I need to. Well, I don't want this to tip over. Let me see if I can drag this a little bit. But yeah, I smelled like cigarettes from head to toe. You know, you wash your hair and it doesn't matter. Like, you stink. Like, I literally, and I'm apologize if anybody here smokes, but like, from someone who is on the other side, I hated it so bad. So like, if I smell it, like, it makes me upset. It just does. And so, especially when there's furniture, like, I'm like, that is so gross. I don't know if you guys saw the video that I did. I'm just going to hit this with black, of the cedar chest. The cedar chest came out beautiful. Oh my gosh. It was so beautiful. But that thing had so much nicotine that it had actually, and I've never seen this, it had actually crystallized in a way. And it was like, had these ridges. I thought it was a paint finish. I thought they added like texture. No, it was the nicotine. And I could not clean that off. I had to sand it was only really much on the doors more than anything, and there were some on the sides. I had to sand it off, and you could smell it. It was so disgusting. I was so angry. I was so angry, but it turned out so beautiful. And I did shellac everything. You have to, start from scratch, and it doesn't smell anymore, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it got sold, and it was just so beautiful. All right, so here we go. So now we're just sealing this, and I think I did, okay, no. Just gonna get inside. This is why you want to turn things upside down, because when you turn it upside down, then you see, oh, I missed all of that. So I'm just going to hit this. So this is the tray. I thought so. I thought there was one side that I had missed. This is the tray that we did last week. Let me see. I can hold it like this. Let me see. And we put the transfer on there. Oh, okay. Gotcha. You don't want to use that stuff. Stay away from the vodka. I don't blame you. But it does, yeah. I would feel funny going to the store and buying vodka myself. So if, that's when you ask a friend, but you don't want that in your house. Yeah, I don't blame you. Good for you, Stephanie. That is awesome. Congratulations. That is an awesome, awesome thing. All right, so we have that. I have to be careful, because what I want to do, there's a couple of things I wanted to paint black. I'm going to wait and see. What I'd like to do is stay here in this general area so that we can, okay, I can grab it like that. We can work here, because I don't think I can go that much further. All right, I do want to paint this black. I think I want to paint it black, and then I'm going to distress it back. And then the other ones I'm going to paint white. And it's just because I think it'll look good with some of that gold. And I do have this that I saved from the ornaments that I did. It's just a little bit of Big Top with gold pigment in it. And I thought I might hit something with gold. I'm going to need it. I know I am, so I'm going to bring it. Because who doesn't love a little bit of gold? And see, I'm not painting this all the way. I'm just hitting it up with a little bit. I probably painted a little bit too much on that bottom piece. See, I'm just kind of letting it look like it was distressed a little bit. And then we'll add more gold to it. But see, it's going to bring out the details because even though it's dark, there's that light coming through and I'm not painting it all the way. And again, we will add some more gold. But I do like this. I love candlesticks. Do you guys love candlesticks? See, you really have to, I'm going to see if I can paint it this way. Oh, I got some on me. I usually try to take all stickers off. All right, I'll do that one. I used to sell a lot of candlesticks when I had a booth. And then when I went to the store, like I don't sell as much, but I thought this is the season where people like to decorate and have candles. So I'm going to grab some candlesticks and see what we do. Worst case, I'll keep them. I'll keep them. I love candlesticks. All right, so I'm going to just flip this over. And typically with the candlesticks, I will seal them with Big Top. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Just trying to get it I'm trying to make it make sense. Make it make sense. All right. I left the inside so that I could pick it up and move it because I forgot my heat gun. It's here. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. All right, so we're going to hit this with white, and you guys can see this pretty well. I know it's at a weird angle. I apologize for that. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to distress this, so I don't want to get it totally covered. What's the point in wasting paint? And it's going to look really good. So I'm just getting it in there. I have a piece of furniture that somebody wants me to paint, and I started to paint that today, but like I said, I need some more home decor on the floor, and I'm also wanting to do the shoppable video. So that's why I did this first, because I've got to get this done for the open house. I want to get some really pretty things out on the floor. And I've got to do this furniture, and I'm investigating. This lady wants 3 pieces. I have them in the back. 3 pieces done, and one of them, it's a cool idea. Her son, they're into like cars, and the husband has a transmission business, and so they want it to look like a toolbox. How cool is that? So I'm trying to figure this out. I hate wasting paint too. LOL, Lauren says, just uploaded a pic and video to your page's messenger of the metallic blending. I couldn't post it anywhere else. Yeah, I don't know why they don't let you post things, but yeah, or you could have posted it and just tagged me, but I'm glad that you actually sent it to me because that's always better. A Facebook Messenger, and actually Facebook in general, the notifications have been so weird and inconsistent and troublesome to say the least. I literally was on Facebook this morning and I'd gotten a notification like as my friend Callie had just posted something. So I went to go look at it. Whenever you have spindles, always hit them side by side, like instead of up and down, and you get a good job. You get it done better. I'm trying not to do it too hard and fast because I'm trying not to splatter, because you will splatter a little bit of paint and I don't want to do that. But anyway, I looked, and it was something that she did, I think 2 days ago, and it never showed it to me. And I was like, what? And then sometimes, and most of the times, it's showing me notifications that I've already checked off as if they're new. And so then I'm like, okay, where's the new stuff? Because I know there's new stuff, and then I'll find it later. I don't even understand that. Neat. Oh, the neat, the thingy going sideways. So much easier. So much easier. Oh, and got to get underneath. So that's another reason, we got to, I'll flip this upside down when I'm done. But see, you can really, we're going to make out all of those details, and we probably will hit this with some gold. I just need this to dry. All right, trying to see where I can hold it still. See, I'm not hitting everything. And you can see the details. Now, some of these I'm going to go up and down so it doesn't look like I hit it side by side. It just helps with the brush stroke to eliminate it a little bit. And I'm trying to see if I can do this with one coat. I may do a couple of touch-ups with stuff like this. Like, you want your paint to be a little bit thicker so that you don't have to hit it twice. I'm going to end up taking the paint off. All right. So now, I don't know. I'm kind of liking this one. Maybe I need to leave this one by itself. What do you guys think? Leave it as is? Let me see. Let me hold it this way. I actually really like it, but I thought about painting it white and distressing it so that it's like all crooked. I don't know what's going on. My thing is loose for the iPad. What do you guys think? Paint or leave it? Let's take Stephanie's idea. Was it Stephanie that said apothecary on this? I'm thinking yes. It's a yes for me. I love apothecary. All right. So I sanded this side better than I sanded the other side. This brush is already wet. I think this is going to be a bleeder dry brush. I'm going to lightly brush this. I'm not going to have it everywhere because I was going to distress it anyway. I didn't want to do an actual wash. I think with a wash with this darkness of color, I don't know how it would look. I guess I could have tried, because worst case I could always repaint it, like paint it over, but I already started. So it's kind of like a heavier dry brush. So I'm just getting it all that way. So now we have to decide what on the sphere thing. Dry brush, yeah, with some gold or another color that goes with your color scheme. I have the gold here. Are you talking about this one? This one? Dry brush some gold. So it has like a faint here. Oh, I should have done like that. Duh. So now you can see it. See, the light is really hitting it because the ring light is right behind this camera. And so it's looking brighter than what it actually is. Because here, when I look at it, let me see here. This is what it looks like to me in real life, because I'm not looking at it with a ring light. You know what I mean? So it's not as bright as that. It doesn't look like that in real life. It looks more like this. So dry brush and then gold. Okay, let's see. I only have a few colors here, so it's going to have to be a color that I have. What about if we do aviary with gold? Because that is a beautiful combination. What say you? What say you? LOL, I have the same issues with my pics on the phone. Yeah, you always have to. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. I don't think that I want it all painted. So the great thing about DIY paint is that I can, don't do it when it's wet, but when it's dry, you can hit it. All right, guys, I'm thinking then we're gonna do aviary. I do have French millinery, but that doesn't go with gold. All right, so we're gonna do French millinery. All right, let's see. When you have pictures, you have to make sure you have light. You have really good light. And the other thing that you have to do is you have to edit your photos. You have to edit your photos. You can't put them just as is. So see how I blotted off some of the paint, and I'm going in feather light, and that's why I used a dry brush. I'm going in very, very lightly, just a little bit of paint, like a little bit of paint. And then I'm just going across this, and then we're going to hit it with this. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way so that I can get the high spots. So what I'm thinking, since we did this, is I'm going to paint the base of this gold and the top gold. And then I'm going to add some more gold throughout. So I'm thinking that, do I have enough gold? Because when you dry brush, you're not using that much. I hardly use any paint at all. I think I'm going to go ahead and dry brush this. Do I have everything? There's so much paint, like you would be surprised at how much paint that you actually have on there. So what am I'm at 43 minutes. So see how it's separating? This is my resin. When you do resin, if you leave your little cup, your little stick in there, it pulls the resin right out. Like that was a free tip. We didn't even do resin. It's stuck. This one is hard. Okay, I'm just going to use the back side to stir this up. It's the Big Top separating from the pigment because I use Big Top instead of the Posh Talk Infuser. You can use Big Top. I don't recommend liquid patina because it's not clear. But if you want something sheer, it actually works like that. So I grabbed that because I thought I might, for sure, I'm going to want gold somewhere. So let's do that. I'm going to add like elements of gold. I'm hearing a helicopter. Last night, we live in the outside of the city limits, and last night there was, I don't know if it was a helicopter or a plane, but it was so low and it was hovering. It was all like on top of our house. It was kind of freaky. I'm going to do this solid. I'm so glad that gold is in. I always loved gold, and then there was a season where everything had to be silver for me. And I love both now, but I really, really love gold. And I love copper. When Pennies from Heaven came out, I was like, yes, I love copper. But I really love gold. So I'm just hitting this a little bit. What do you guys think? Let me know. All right. So I'm just going to use like the flat of the brush. And see, it's curved and round, but we're going to hit it. So there's still some of the black. There's a little bit of that original gold. And we're just adding more gold. So I'm just hitting it. My daughter is going to love this because thank you, Lauren. She said, loving it. Thank you. That's so helpful. Thank you so much. So my daughter, she's going to want this. Anything that I have that's green, or if I do something green, she wants it. But I always pick it up because I know she's going to want it. So if she's going to want it, somebody else is going to want it, right? Like you never know what people are going to want. So you just have to take a chance. I'm going to try. This is going to be a little bit harder because because that is gold. And so I'm going to hold it like this, I guess. Try to. But this is really nice because it'll add a little bit of interest into a room. And especially if someone has green in there, it'll just add a little bit of, goodness, warmth, and dimension. Or maybe I should just leave the bottom black. I could always clean that up. Let's see. I don't want to touch the top and take the gold off. Let's see if I can. Can you guys see that? And especially right now with people decorating, that might actually be something, to add to the decor. You can see the details more. Yes, exactly. I think I can hold it right here. Exactly. You can see the details because of the black on the bottom, and then hitting it and then highlighting it with the gold, hitting it with the green. It brings out the details. All right, let me put this over here. It actually looks really, really cool. Okay, so I'm at 48 minutes. Let's paint this really quick. I wanted to use Apothecary. And I think I need to be careful with that brush. Whenever you use Big Top or any of those metallic things, Golden Ticket, make sure that you clean your brush right away or put it in water, because you will ruin a brush very, very quickly. I don't want any of the red to show through, although this color and red actually does look good together, but I don't want it to look like juvenile or anything, or even Christmassy. So I'm probably going to do 2 coats. Have you guys ever painted leather before? I am going to paint the wood, and I'm thinking I'm going to do black. So whenever I paint this, I'll probably have to go really, really slow. I don't like taping anything. And I painted over it. And, and use a little fine brush. And I think that would look really good. Black and Apothecary. Let's take a look. Let's see. Guys, it's just paint. If we don't like it, we can wipe it off, literally. If I didn't like the sphere thing, as you guys were calling it, you know what? I could get a baby wipe and wipe it off. And maybe I can leave that wood detail, actually. That might not look bad. All right, I really need a little brush for this. So we're gonna see. See how that just looks so good with the apothecary. I have to be careful. I got a little bit on there to bleed. And the good thing is, I usually distress stuff anyway, and I will distress it. I think that's going to look really, really good. So I'm thinking that I can actually use one of my stencils and maybe stencil a design on the side. Oh yeah, I'm thinking yes. Yes, yes, yes for a stencil. And maybe stencil it in gold. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to stencil the side in gold. So I think I'm going to paint this black, and then I can come back with gold on the sides. What do you guys think about that? I think that'll look really pretty. Again, it'll be like really ornate. And then I can paint the hardware in black. It's much easier to paint the detailing first and then go back with the smaller brush to paint the leather. But this will give you an idea. It looks so much better than the red, I think. I used to love red. I'm not a big red fan. Although I did a red hutch for a girl, and it was stunning. I was like, wow, I never would have chose that color for a hutch. I did a coffee bar for her. But the thing is, her house is totally farmhouse, and then she did that shocking red. It was marquee is what I used, so it was an intense red, and we added some black details. I love raised stenciling, but either way, I like your way of design. I love raised stenciling, Lauren. It's one of my favorite things to do, and that would not be a bad idea to. I'm definitely going to do a stencil, and I wanted to use some of Mara LaFay's little stencils that I have, and I'm thinking the same thing with this, and I think it would be really pretty with a knob on the top, and then do some stenciling on here as well. I could also decoupage it, and maybe I could do a combination. So I've got the Decoupage Queen rice papers. So I might pick out one of those and then do some raised stenciling. I think that would be really, really pretty. So my time is pretty much up, but you guys got to help me out, which I so appreciate. It's always so nice to have, oopsie. It's always so nice to have help and companionship when you're crafting, right? That's what's so good about going on the retreat like I did with Carmen. Like it just spurs you up and it helps you. And like the workshop that I'm gonna do here for the gift wrapping, it's gonna be so much fun. Like I wish you guys could be here with me to do it. But if anyone else is listening to me and they're in the area, I invite you to come. First time catching you. Oh, well, awesome, Lauren. Thank you so much. Be sure, thank you for go ahead and like my business page. Follow me on YouTube if you're not. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, all the things. If you're looking for DIY paint, you can purchase it on my website. It's lisaboondesigns.com. It's just my name.com. And you can pick up a whole bunch of things. There's all kinds of things on there. There's decoupage papers and stencils and other paint and paint products. I mean, just so much fun. And I've got kits. I've got junk journal kits and a lot more kits I'm going to be making. So definitely hit me up. Follow me on all of the things. And if you need any help, any advice, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I love to help people because I want you to be successful, and especially if you're struggling with DIY paint or any of the products. I want you to love it and know how to use it. So I love to help people. Anyway, I hope you guys have an incredibly blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go on my website too and check out our podcast. We're talking about roots this week. Next week, we're going to be talking about community. That's what we just filmed yesterday. So it comes out every Monday. I hope you guys have an incredibly blessed day. Ciao.